Good evening, everyone. Um, if you didn't see my post last night, I did get my meds delivered, which is so good because I haven't had any money to go anywhere, as far as taking a lift somewhere now that I don't have a car after having a car for like 18 years. It's definitely an adjustment. I mean, I've lost so many things. I just don't want to lose my life, and I don't want to lose my dog because of a hate crime. Um, and this is why, the past several days I've dedicated a lot of time to uploading a lot of videos on YouTube and Instagram. Ones that weren't uploaded because of daily limits. For example, YouTube has always given me daily limits, like 10 videos a day. And so there's so many videos that have not been uploaded on YouTube. I think the last several days I've uploaded like 22 videos that weren't uploaded, and I still have more to upload. Yeah. And I also, was going through my previous posts and, finding YouTube links of, the different struggles that I had that contributed to me becoming homeless. My car has always been targeted, and they've always wanted to give me tickets, so I spent extra money, paying for tickets or extra money on parking, and I provided that documentation on social media and the videos how my car was targeted, because that definitely contributed to me being homeless. I paid a few parking tickets, but then after that, I just couldn't pay anymore. And then I made a complaint to the Mass Commission of Discrimination. Did I say Commission Against Discrimination? Probably. It wasn't helpful, but I just felt like, having a record of that, and, there's retaliation there, and my credit was destroyed. Citizens Bank, said I didn't make my payments on time, which I did, which I provided the documentation online on social media. I disputed it with the credit bureau, and nothing happened. I had the proof, and they were just like, poof, we're racist. We do whatever we want. So that's, one of the institutional racism that I endured. My credit was destroyed. So when I, wasn't working and I was evicted, I didn't have any options financially to take out a loan. And that's devastating. God, the nightmare car accident that I went through in the spring when I was street homeless, because they were just really trying to come after my car and really didn't want to give me a rental, and it was a nightmare. And guess what? This time around, in the summer, it's been worse because my car stopped running so many times. So many times that I got stuck in plazas all the time, sometimes for a day. There was a time that was up to 2 days at Northgate during a heat wave. I didn't have as much money by the time I became homeless on the street, which, by the way, it was like August 5th. And here we are, like towards the end of September. So it's, been close to 2 months of this nightmare, which has been worse than the spring, and more dangerous. So many times I didn't have money for food, and I was literally starving. Like, there were times like I went like 2 days without like real food. I mostly drank water. I spent a lot more time in my car, sitting in my car and all that, than the springtime. And as a result, my feet became very swollen. And I provided pictures of that. So swollen at one point that I couldn't even walk because I was in pain. And I had to go to urgent care a few times to get compression stockings. the urgent care in Lynn gave me compression stockings, but when I went to Chelsea, they didn't. And so I had to go to Beth Israel in Chelsea to get compression stockings, to get treatment for my feet because they were so swollen. But you know, the evil racists, they like that. They take comfort in my pain, you know? They see my feet as swollen, they want it to be more swollen. They want me to have a blood clot or something. I don't know, they're just the definition of evil, you know? I mean, it really has been a true nightmare. It has been dangerous. It has been inhumane. There are times when I spend in my car where I'm freezing and I don't even have like a blanket or a warm jacket, and I'm literally shaking in my car with my dog and have nowhere to go, because that would happen a lot on weekends where I'd have to sleep in my car because the gyms weren't open, you know? And then, you know, I mean, I went to several gyms in the area, you know, the local gyms and so forth. And, you know, there's the gyms in Revere, there's the one in Wonderland, the one in Northgate, there's a gym in Chelsea, Lynn, you know, there are Planet Fitnesses everywhere. And, you know, a lot of them were pretty accommodating when I would hang out there at night. And Northgate was one of the gyms that was accommodating to me in the spring, and it was convenient because they're right next to Market Basket. But then come the summer in August, when I became street homeless again, the racist manager hired 2 new racists to work throughout the night, in the evening, to make it more difficult for me, to the point where I was kicked out for not having the right shoes, and I agreed very calmly to get the right shoes, to change into the right shoes, but I was still told to leave, and they even threatened to call the cops on me, the guy. You know, it's like, who calls the cops? I'm very calm, you know? You're calling the cops on me because I'm wearing sandals? White supremacy. You know, I didn't even argue with the guy. You know, I got out of there before he had the opportunity to do something like that to me. You know, and that day I was outside. That was the day I didn't have my car. And thank God I remembered that I had $20 in my pocket. And I was able to get a lift to the other Planet Fitness in Chelsea, which I wasn't planning on doing that day. That day I was planning on going to a hotel that Monday. But since my check was delayed because it was written in the wrong name, I had to change my check-in date to Tuesday. And because I didn't have my car or anywhere to really store my belongings, everything was stolen from me. Everything. I keep saying it. This is the only clothes that I have to wear, and I really do need donations to have something to wear. And I posted that video today of all the belongings that I had right in front of the bank, because I was hoping to cash my check and then take a lift to the hotel from there. But they said, no, we can't cash it till tomorrow. And because of that hell that I went through, I lost all my stuff. You know, I'm thankful I'm still alive. I'm thankful that I still have my dog, and I'm thankful that my friend helped me pay my phone bill and get a new phone, because that is what has kept me alive, and that is why the evil racists have gone after my phone and have gone after my car, because they don't want me to expose the truth on social media, and I need to in order to stay alive. And I will continue to upload videos and hope and pray to God that this nightmare ends and that I don't lose my life because of white supremacy and die, you know, in the hands of a racist because of a hate crime. I really hope that doesn't happen. I have a lot to live for.